what do you see as the challenges that we're going to face? If I like the point of this industry-academia linkage, what challenges?
I think that's extremely, excuse me, I think that's an extremely important point to be made, but we can't completely discount government. What people sometimes have to understand about the college system in Ontario is that we are, to some degree, mandated by government. Ministry of Education in Ontario sets forth curriculum requirements for programs. For example, we have a construction technology and management program at Fanshawe College, which teaches and puts into industry students who do estimating and project management and things like that for larger construction companies. But we are still mandated by government to some degree in terms of what our programs need to look like. So that needs to come down from government. And so pushing, like organizations like CanBIM, pushing the ministry to let them know that what the industry needs is that kind of training is gonna help. For the industry to speak up at a college level is extremely important too. You need to go to your community colleges and universities and say, this is what we need from your students within the next little while. Now, we're aware of it, and we're working towards it, but it's very difficult because we grapple with many challenges, as you said, Alan. At a fundamental level, we grapple with the fact that we're still teaching kids right out of high school to a great degree, which means that before you can start teaching them BIM and integration and collaboration between disciplines and all these other wonderful things, is they first and fundamentally have to understand a little bit about construction. And that's probably the biggest challenge we face. We run a construction technology program, an architectural program, and a civil technology program. We still tend to think in disciplines, which is probably not futuristic thinking anymore, since everybody's being so integrated, and collaboration's the key word. And then, of course, like I said, we're still struggling with the fact that we're meeting industry demand. Architects want people who can do CAD work, and perhaps now starting to see people do some work with other platforms, other software platforms. Construction companies want our students to come into their offices and estimate. They want them to come into their offices and run projects and manage projects and engineer the field operations and potentially supervise projects. So the BIM idea has to be integrated into that, and we're working hard to try to figure out how we're going to do that. But of course, we struggle with everything from where's the money going to come from. We're now facing classroom sizes, for example, at most community colleges, and my colleagues can confirm this, 50, 60, 70 students in the classroom. Now you're talking about creating a computer lab with 70 workable hard stations, trying to find a collaborative model that everybody can work on, build this all into your curriculum, while at the same time still producing a graduate that the industry wants based on the input that we have from the industry, which tends to be 2 or 3 years old at any given point in time. So I mean, that's just scratching the surface. And we're dealing with kids. I mean, every day in my classrooms, I'm looking at 18, 19, and 20-year-olds who have come to us from a high school system who really haven't yet begun to understand construction processes and design processes. And now we're adding this level of complexity to the process as well. So that's an idea of some of the things that we struggle with to try to integrate this process into the education system.